Rebel Yell podcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. One of our final efforts here of the WPIAL 2025-2026 basketball season. We have done our head of the class. We have done both for players and coaches. We've done our Trib 10, which came out over the weekend. And now we wrap up with our WPIAL Players of the Year. We had Mimi Thero of Quaker Valley, our WPIAL Girls Basketball Player of the Year. And right now, time to spend a few moments with our WPIAL Boys Basketball Player of the Year. Only a junior, folks. So, you 6A teams, I'm sorry to say he is coming back. Ryan Robbins of Upper St. Clair, kind enough to join us as we are presented by Edgar Snyder and Associates. Go local. Go with Edgar, helping injured people since 1982. Ryan, I appreciate you joining us. Congratulations on you and your team's success this past year.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
We talked with Ryan several weeks ago. It was during, I think, the WPL playoffs. It might have been early in the state playoffs. We talked to him. He was our player of the week at the time. When we talked about the sibling rivalry him and his older brother Tyler have. Tyler now, after a tremendous career at Upper St. Clair, is at Miami of Ohio, and they had themselves a fantastic season. But the one thing that now you have bragging rights, Ryan, is that Tyler was never one of the Trib HSSN Player of the Year. He was on our terrific 10, as are you, but never Player of the Year. So you got that in your side pocket if you ever need to use it.
Yeah, always glad when I get to have something against him. So not mad about that.
Okay. And again, I may ask you a couple questions that I asked you before, but the first 2 years, your freshman, your sophomore year, Tyler was getting a lot of the accolades as a junior and as a senior, and you guys in a great surrounding cast helped bring WPIAL championships to Upper St. Clair in 2024, 2025. So what were some of the things that you learned from him? Maybe not so much, you guys messing around in the driveway and him showing you certain moves or anything like that, but just what, you would sit back when he was one of the team leaders as a upperclassman. What are some of the things that you took from just quietly watching your brother?
I mean, just something that happened for me, just playing behind him. I mean, he kind of just paved the way, and he kind of started the little Upper St. Clair,
Sure.
Upper St. Clair big man. So he definitely just kind of paved the way, and I just kind of filled in his spot. So it really wasn't hard me coming up into my junior year. It was all kind of the same game plan, because he really just built the game plan, and he was the first one to do it. So I was glad to have him start it off for me, and I was able to fill in pretty nicely.
There were a lot of question marks surrounding this year's team. I was talking to Coach Danny Holzer a few days ago, and we were just talking about this 3-year run. And I said, I don't know that anybody, you guys were good. I don't think anyone knew how good you were back when you were a freshman. And yet you guys were able to go the distance and win the WPIAL title. The following year, you guys had just about everybody back. So everybody knew St. Clair, they were number one at the very beginning of the year. Everybody knew that team last year was kind of loaded and ready. And you guys did an impressive job in really taking care of business and winning in impressive fashion the way it was expected. Went all the way to the state semifinals. This year, there were a lot of question marks. You were back, which is a good start. Jake Foster, a good start, back as a scoring guard. I know Luke Marchinsky had seen some time a year ago off the bench, but he also had some injuries that really limited his time a year ago. And then there was a lot of question marks. And I remember talking to Coach Holzer and him saying early on that we need these guys to carry us until everyone else sort of finds their way. And that's what you guys did. Did you feel any pressure coming into this season, knowing that at least early on, until others started to comfortably contribute, that a lot of it was going to be on you and Jake and Luke?
Yeah, so I mean, I know we definitely lost a ton, and I knew what we had coming into this season. I knew that we had players that were going to be able to step up, but I knew nobody else was thinking that we were going to be good, and we just kind of used that. We just kind of used that as fuel, and that people didn't really think we were going to be too good. So, I mean, the people that stepped up were like really important this year, and it was so good for them. And our coaches really prepared us in the off season, going to Philly live and playing some good competition with our new team, and then playing a bunch of spring and fall games. So that definitely in summer games. So that definitely really helped us prepare for the season.
Was there anybody that really, when now that you look back after the season is over, that you thought, man, they really played above my expectations or maybe above everybody's expectations? Were there any surprise contributors that really came through to help this run toward a three-peat?
Yeah, so Finn Beggy, I thought he had an amazing year on the defensive side and on the offensive side, but his defense really came in clutch for our team, always guarding the other team's best player. It was really clutch for us. And Andrew Gaither came in really clutch in the beginning of the season. He was making a lot of shots. Luke Rickle played extremely well in the playoff run. So they really those three really helped us a ton. Jude Aussie, he had a great year, and I knew we had those guys, but they kind of outperformed what I thought
Sure.
they could have done. And I'm just really thankful that they came ready to compete. So they really had a tremendous year.
Yeah, Jake and Luke, you guys lose. Those were the two seniors on this team, but now it's almost sort of like 2 years ago, or like last year, I should say, where
Mhm.
you guys, again, the bullseye is going to be on your chest going into next year with so many talented players coming back. Do you like that role? You probably have seen a little bit of both, where maybe you guys are the underdog at times, going in deep into the state playoffs. You probably had the underdog role, or do you like that? Yeah, we're number one. You got to beat us. Do you like that role?
I mean, I definitely think there's positives to both, but being the top dog and having people play their best game against us is just going to help us in the postseason. So if we get everybody's best game, then we're going to know what we're going to be up against, and in the postseason, we're really just going to be ready. And I feel confident with our team that we're going to bring back even more players, and that we're going to have a ton of people who are going to be able to play this year.
Yeah. Hard to cap the awesomeness that both teams, both Upper St. Clair and Newcastle, performed on the big stage in an epic Class 6A boys basketball championship game that went down to the wire. You guys knocking off Newcastle. We'll talk about that. But um, was there a game in the regular season or a moment in the regular season that really stands out that helped kind of epitomize what kind of successful season that you guys had here in 2025, 2026?
Well, so I want to say like the first Central Catholic game when it was a tough battle and we were down 20 points in the first half. We were really down on ourselves, but in the second half we came back. We were really competing. I knew that we had a team that could really compete, and unfortunately we lost that game, but we really reflected off that through the season, and that only helped us. And we knew that even at our worst we can still compete with the best. So that really helped us throughout the season. And like throughout the season we just played better and better as it went on. So that game definitely helped motivate us through the season.
What about the thrill? Not only winning, because you had done that the two previous years at the Peterson Event Center, but winning in dramatic fashion. You didn't have that, your freshman year. You certainly didn't have it your sophomore year when you guys beat up on Baldwin. But Newcastle, it looked for a while there that the Red Hurricanes may end the Panthers' run, and yet you guys with the frantic comeback late and then holding them off as they tried to win it late. Just a crazy final minute of play. What's it like being involved in that? I mean, are there nerves when you're, everything that's going on, hinges on either a good play you may make or a bad play, a mistake that you may make? Are you nervous at all, or are you so involved in the game that you're not even thinking about those kind of things?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's nerves, but I mean, it's good nerves. Like I'm so focused on the game that it really doesn't matter at that point. I'm just doing whatever I can to win, and our team was doing the same, and we were really just competing. We knew what we wanted to get. We wanted to get that WPIAL title, so I was really we just fought that whole game, and we really like put our nose down. We just kept on fighting, and we played a really good game. Newcastle, they're a great team, and I mean, we were fortunate to come out with that win because they were playing a good game too.
Yeah, no, it was a great game, both teams, and you guys prevailed, much like the season series one against Central Catholic as well. Good games, and you guys were able to win 2 of the 3, including the one in the state playoffs. Disappointing. You guys once again get to the PIAA semifinals, and how long before you get past that? And also, follow-up question, you lose to Central Dauphin in the state semifinals. They go on to win. Is that a good feeling or a bad feeling? Does that make it even feel worse?
I mean, it definitely makes it a little bit better that we lost to a good team and that we lost to the state champions.
Yeah.
So they're definitely like, it wasn't like we had an upset and we lost to an average team, and they were definitely really good. They were prepared for our stuff, and they had a lot of athletes, a lot of basketball players, and they had some good team chemistry. So I mean, it was a tough game. They played good. We played pretty good too. So, and it was just an unfortunate call at the end that we wanted to be our way, but it wasn't called. So there's nothing we can really do about that. So, but they were a really good team, and there's nothing really that we can do about that.
Sure.
So, but we had a great end of the season. We had a great season. So it was all good.
Yeah, it's a roadblock, the state quarterfinals, state semifinals for a lot of WPL teams. I think Pine Richland back in 2017 was the last team. So you're talking almost 10 years ago, the last WPL team to get to the Class 6A championship. So there's a lot of good teams in the central and eastern part of the state in the highest classifications. We're talking to Ryan Robbins. He is our WPIAL Boys Basketball Player of the Year. And if you're not familiar with Upper St. Clair sports, this young man is really amazing. He's our Player of the Year in a sport that probably is his second best sport. That he will likely be, I guess, well, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I say likely going to be playing football at the next level. Is that a definite? What's your mindset going into your senior year as far as your future beyond next season?
Yeah, it's probably gonna be football, but I'm still gonna play my senior season. I'm definitely not gonna consider graduating early for football. I mean, I love basketball just as much. It's just there's more options given to me for football. So, and I want to take the best option that suits me the best,
Sure.
and I think football will give me that option.
And I mean, this is, I'm not trying to bring hyperbole into this conversation, but this is a young man who could be going above and beyond the next level as well in football. He's that talented as a lineman, and part of his talents on the line, the hands, the feet, are a big reason why he's so successful in basketball. Another big reason that I don't know that too many people talk about is your stamina. You're a big man, but you get up and down the floor, no problem, and you could be playing the whole first quarter and it's late second quarter, and you're still getting up and down the floor, no problem. you know, you don't hit a wall. At least I've never seen you hit a wall where you're like, oh, coach, I need a blow. What do you do? Obviously, a lot of work to football wise and basketball wise, but as far as conditioning, what are some of the things you do to be in such good shape?
I don't know that there's much conditioning that I do. It may look like that I'm conditioned out there, but me being out there, it's not the same. I'm definitely huffing and puffing out there, but it's really my coaches. They make it so like if it's our offense possession, they have me take my time running down the court and making sure I don't waste too much of my energy, and they really just make it so I can use my energy at the time that I need it the most, instead of running back for an offensive possession that they don't.
Yeah, but right, I get you're selling yourself short, because I've seen a lot of big men, and whether they're just tall and lean like your brother or tall and big like football players, they get to a point where they're laboring, and it's very noticeable. And like I said, if you're selling it well, that's great. That's a more kudos to you. But I think you do a tremendous job getting back and forth, and a big part of both sides of the ball for the Panthers, offensively and defensively. Football, basketball. I think I asked you this before. When did you start playing football? When did you start playing basketball? How old were you?
So I started playing both at probably around first grade. Started playing flag football first and second grade, and then got into tackle football at third grade. So in first and second grade for basketball, I'd always go up to my brother's practices and try to practice with the old guys. And I know he would always be a little bit mad that I would be there, but it was all for the better. My dad was just trying to get me with the best, starting early. So, I mean, thanks to him, that really got me prepared to play at a higher level of competition.
Now, I'm sure there's more barking back and forth, more trash talking on the football field than the basketball court. Is that a safe assumption?
I don't know. I think it really depends on the team that you're playing. There's some football teams who really just, they're just nice out there when the whistles are gone. Like all the teams are just, they're just kind of talking to each other and having a good time. But there's obviously some teams who are mean, and they love trash talking too, which is both games are fun. I definitely love the competitive games.
Do you mix it up yourself? Do you get into the trash talking?
Me personally, I'm not much of the trash talker, because I find myself in situations where I don't know what to say, and I really just get in a place where I'm just saying random stuff, and I try to hold myself back.
It's not coming to you quickly enough.
No,
those are the best. Those are the best. Are there players saying stuff that crack you up?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes some people just be saying some random stuff, and I just find it funny.
Yeah, that's good.
That you really you really want to say something like that, but it's whatever. It's part of the game.
What teams or schools do you enjoy playing? Now, that could be taken two ways: that you have great respect for them and enjoy going head to head with them, or that you really can't stand them and you enjoy beating them. So, and we'll separate it because it could be different. What about football? What about basketball?
Yeah, so for me, enjoying to play against a team, it's definitely, I want to compete with the team, and I want to play against a team that is good. I don't really want to play a bunch of bad teams who are going to play out the whole time, because then it's not that fun anymore. So the teams that I enjoy to play for football are the Peters Townships of the world, Bethel Park. They're definitely the top two. Moon last year, even though they're not going to be in our section this year, going to miss playing them. They really put up a fight against us last year, and they definitely deserve that win, because they're a hard team to beat. So those three teams were definitely the biggest, the hardest teams to beat last year for football. And basketball, it kind of remains the same. Lebo is the one that we really enjoy playing, and the one that we look forward to, the one that we circle on our calendar, and then Central Catholic, obviously, this year as well.
Yeah. Those were all great games. Yeah. And I like the mindset. I like the fact that it's you are a competitor. You want to compete. You want to be part of those great games. And so, you like line them up, let's play all the tough ones. And I like that mindset. And I think that's probably part of why you've been so successful in what you do. All right. So we were last time we had you on, we were talking a little bit about food. And you mentioned that you weren't a big eater, like you couldn't sit there and down 25 hot dogs or whatever in one sitting. So if I had to ask you, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, what is your favorite meal? It doesn't have to be, I'm not looking for a meal. I'm just saying, which of those three are your favorites? Do you enjoy a nice breakfast? And let's take school out of this, because I know you guys, you leave yourself like 3 minutes before you have to get to the car or the bus or whatever to get to school in time. So a lot of times you're blowing off breakfast. But let's just say it's the summer. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
I definitely enjoy dinner the most, kind of sitting down with my family and enjoying that. And it's where you get the most food and the most variety of food. So I definitely enjoy dinner.
Fruits or vegetables?
Vegetables, for sure.
What's your top three favorite vegetables?
A red bell pepper is probably number one.
Mm-hmm.
Cucumber number two, and then I'd say probably carrots three.
Cucumber is interesting. You don't hear too many people talk about the cucumber. What makes you like the cucumber so much?
I don't know. I just feel like it's pretty good on its own. You don't really have to dip it in anything. You can just eat it by itself. So
you just you just bite into it and boom, you're off to town.
Yeah, slice it, bite off it.
Are you a pickle guy?
Yeah, big pickle guy.
Now, do you like the sliced ones or do you like the big long ones?
I'll eat anyone's sliced.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, pickles are pickles. So
are you always looking to put pickles on a sandwich?
Yeah, extra pickles.
Yeah. Oh, extra pickles. All right. All right. You mentioned dinner being probably your favorite meal. Nice, you get a chance to sit down with the family. Do you like playing? Is your family like into board games and stuff like that?
Yeah, we used to kind of ever since my family's gone to, like, my brother and my sister has gone to college. It's
getting older now.
A little bit, yeah.
But if you get together for the holidays, do you try to play some old games?
Yeah, for sure. If we're with either my dad or my mom's side of family, we'll definitely throw out like some LCR. We'll play a card game. So definitely enjoy that.
LCR. I'm a big LCR guy.
Yeah.
Because the thing, if people don't know, it's left, center, right. Check it out. It's awesome, especially when you get, like you said, a lot of people involved, because you could be sitting there out of chips or out of whatever for like 15 minutes, and all of a sudden you're back in the game.
Yeah, it's fun, and there's not much skill that goes into it, so it's anybody can win.
That's true too.
Yeah, so it's good to play with the young cousins too.
For those of us who have no skill, yes, that is true. How do the young cousins now? What are we talking about? What age are we talking? Some of your younger cousins.
So on my mom's side, the youngest cousin I think is in 4th grade. We're just down visiting him down at North Carolina, and then there's an 8th grader and a freshman, but that's really the youngest in my mom's side. And then in my dad's side, they're all pretty grown up. Like,
okay,
there's the youngest one is a freshman. So
do the younger cousins, or just younger people in general, even in the school, when you're walking around, do you get a lot of people that you don't even know coming up to you and saying, "Oh man, you're great. Oh yeah, you're awesome." That sort of thing.
Maybe not much in school, but like outside of school with like the middle schoolers and they definitely enjoy.
How does that make you feel? You're like a little rock star or what?
It makes me feel pretty good.
Yeah,
that the community is cheering us on. So
that's pretty awesome. because you know what? Let's see, middle school kids are usually around 12, 5 years from now. I might be interviewing somebody here and they'll be saying, "Oh, I really looked up to Ryan Robbins." Yeah. So that's a pretty neat feeling. Congratulations. Tremendous season for you. Let's give you I did want to run down some of the numbers here that are pretty impressive for what Ryan accomplished here this year. 442 points, 325 rebounds, 67 blocks. Those are monster numbers. The rebounds. Now, how many times are you? We had Aubrey Hupp from Blackhawk on, and she had went over 1,000 rebounds for her career. But I was teasing her, and I'll ask you, how many times are you throwing it up against the board and getting your own rebound, almost just to add totals? Like, yeah, I could have put that ball in 2 shots ago, but I want to get a couple more rebounds here.
Definitely not intentionally, because that takes away the guard's assist, and I've definitely heard from them about that. Me doing that, throwing it off the backboard and get my own rebounds, especially in the third Central game when I just kept on throwing it up there and get my own rebounds and throwing it up there again. They were definitely not too. They were not too.
Guards weren't pleased, were they?
No, they were not.
I didn't even think of that aspect. Yeah, it takes away the assist.
Yeah, I definitely try to make it on the first try for them.
Well, you've done plenty of that too. What I liked about your season is that you had a really strong season again, because early on this team was relying on you and Jake and Luke heavily, but in the playoffs, it just naturally, even with the maturation of all these other players that were getting their first taste of varsity basketball, you took it to another level on both sides of the floor in the postseason, WPIAL playoffs, and in the PIAA playoffs. And that's a big part of why you are our player of the year. Congratulations. Stay healthy. And best of luck in the fall with the Panthers on the gridiron.
Thank you very much.
Ryan Robbins, our WPIAL boys basketball player of the year. We thank him for joining us. We thank our friends at Edgar Snyder and Associates for sponsoring this podcast and all of our basketball season coverage. Thanks to Chris Lackner as well. I'm Don Rebel. Thank you for joining us. Rebel Yell podcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.